The arts and crafts movement really bridged the Victorian movement to the modernist movement, in short. Arts and crafts was much looser and allowed the architects to really celebrate the way that the houses fitted in the landscape and capture the functions that were going within the rooms and within the spaces and its relationship to the outside. If you think of a typical Georgian house, you couldn't tell necessarily the difference between a study behind a sash window, a kitchen, or even possibly a bathroom. In an arts and crafts architecture, you'd have a small window that might represent a lavatory. You might have a big window which might have represented the main room of the house. So it portrayed the functions that were going on inside the house. They reflect the way that people live, rather than being too grand. They're more honest the way they are. The key recognising factors are large roofs, particularly that come low down, so that the house sits, it buries itself much better into a landscape. And a lot of cat slide roofs with beautiful tiled roofs or slate roofs or sometimes even stone slate roofs. Large chimneys, because at that point there were fires in most of the rooms. Interestingly enough, if you look on the inside of some of the larger arts and crafts houses, they were based on a big inglenook. You would sit within the inglenook and then there would be a fire within the fireplace of an inglenook. So the arts and crafts architects often took what had been popular and cosy, if you like, and sort of embellished that and made them very special in that way. So materiality, large chunky pieces of material. Georgian architecture was about fine bits of wood and about fine balustrading and elegance. Arts and crafts is more about solid materials, reflecting the qualities of those materials and detailing them in a way that that material looked good in. Really true arts and crafts houses, that you would have the architect would be designing the door handles, the hinges, the balustrading, everything. Everything you came into contact with was part of that sort of idea. Hence the arts and crafts, because you used all the craftsmen, from metal workers to woodworkers. And indeed, if you think about a lot of the interior design at the time, William Morris, you see a lot of his wallpapers, that is all very much about the sort of the naturalness, the shapes that come out of the natural world. Any advice I would give to anybody designing a new arts and crafts house would be to ensure that you don't end up with an awful lot of corridors and doors and skirtings and architraves, to actually try and enable the house, the circulation routes, to be as enjoyable and as powerful as the rooms that they're actually serving. And another thing that is a key to the houses that I have designed is a pretty quick glance, if not view, of the garden immediately you come into the house. So you don't come into a big square where all the rooms are around a big square hall and you can't see the outside. Again, in here, you walk in, you get natural light straight away and you can see the garden. Arts and crafts is still very popular because I think it allows people to think very much of home. I think it's just people feel more comfortable with an arts and crafts vernacular than they would do necessarily with a contemporary. It is changing though, it is changing.